27-24. Bills lose a heartbreaker. And you can see in my live, I was rooting for you guys. I'm tired of KC. I'm so tired of KC. But the Bills choked it away. The kick at the end was the end. Hallmark, the Norwell wide right. But the Bills had it all lined up. Time of possession. They had the run game. It was mixing up. And then they just didn't adjust. Continued to run the football inside as if they were the 90s Dallas Cowboys. I love to run inside. But at a certain point, you got to know too much cowbell. And then the big plays, I think KC had about 7 or 8 20-yard plus plays, and at one point Bills had 0. I think they ended up with 1 maybe. But you end up 78 plays to 47 plays. Time of possession 37-22. And it just, Diggs, the big catch at the end that he dropped. Allen missed some simple reads. There was the bull rush. I'm so tired doing the live. Bull rush Dawkins into Allen, and he missed the throw. He probably could have got a touchdown on it, but then Diggs was open on the wide side. The Chiefs, man, I give them so much credit. I'm tired of Mahomes. I'm tired of the Chiefs. This defense was beaten down. Kelsey was open so many times. Scantling was open so many times for big, big plays. I don't know what happened to the Bills' defense. It's a shame. It was really lined up. I didn't think you were going to be able to get past the Ravens. But I certainly thought you'd be able to really salvage this season with Brady and McDermott. But then it was that crazy call, the punt. Game probably should have been over if it wasn't for the fumble in the end zone. I think at this point, McDermott needs to get canned. I like McDermott, but you can't allow this to happen. It is just a certain level. Tommy at Mafia Sports Report was telling me, he's like, this is a certain level that McDermott can't get past. And I don't understand what happened to the pass game. You got to be able to play off that with play actions. And it was kind of there, but Kincaid kind of was forgotten somewhere in the middle. Shakir is unbelievable. He made so many big plays. You came back on the shoulder. But there are problems here. There is a ceiling problem with the Bills. And I don't say this to be, I'm a Dolphins fan and nasty. I like you Bills viewers. I don't hate the Bills. I don't, because if my team was good enough to beat you, it wouldn't really matter. And we're not. But your team's not good enough to win the Super Bowl. And Allen, just something's not right. He, you can't keep running him. I did the chart where if you don't go to him too much, you kind of stay in that 65 range where he's, not running the ball all the time. You get much more effect. But then when you start going into using him too much, you get diminishing returns. And I felt like in that second half, there was a cold run to the outside. He picked up 8, but it just felt like the confidence was there. And you came back on another inside run with Cook and stopped for a loss. Allen had a phenomenal game, but you can't keep running like this forever. It's going to shorten his career. He's got to build out his skill set. And either he's not able to carry the pass game, which I don't think that is so much, or the tools around him, the coordinator, the scheme, everything around it is just saying, we're going to use this guy this way. And he cannot continue to do this. His career will get cut short. And ultimately, he's going to get old enough where he can't do this. He's going to have to fall back more to the passing, kind of like Elway did. I think the kid's got loads of talent. I think there's problems here. I think you got to scrap the whole thing. I don't think you will. But it's clear this team is not good enough. I still think they'll win the AFC East next year. I think maybe the Jets could put an offensive line together, and then they would be challenging. My Dolphins, I think we're in a nosedive as well. Maybe we could pull it together. I don't know. But we got a long way to go. Patriots, I think they've got a long way to go. So I think you'll be able to get the East again, but again, it will be a cap season. I just don't see McDermott and Brady and this whole thing being good enough. Chiefs, you got to give them all credit. It's a tough. I mean, I didn't want. I'm hoping, and I'm pretty confident that the Ravens will take out the Chiefs this week. But Bills, I cover this as an evaluator. I try to cover this in a way. It was a great game in so many regards. It was the headhunter of the Chiefs, although they started adding those body blows. Pacheco is such a good back. There were some big gash runs. I was very, very surprised when you look inside. Pacheco averaged 15 carries for 6.5 yards per carry. Allaire, 2 for 31, 15.5. Josh Allen, 6. Cook, only 18 for 61. 3.4. Ty Johnson had a pretty good day, 7 for 40, 5.7, but there was too many inside runs. It became so predictable, and there were some key drops. Diggs didn't have the greatest day. That one catch over the top he had to make. It seems like the last couple of weeks, Diggs hasn't been himself. I don't know exactly why. I just don't think, Kincaid had 5 for 45. Shakir, 7 for 44. Diggs, 3 for 21. That play would have changed everything. But McDermott going for the punt and just not able to dial in these big plays. I just don't feel it's enough, guys. I wanted to get this coverage out to you. Because I thought you guys were heading in the right direction. The physicality, some of the components you build, the ability to endure injuries, but there is just something about the leadership here. And I don't think it points to Bean. I think Bean's done a really good job. I think it starts with McDermott. And I don't think you're going to get rid of him this year. I think he's going to come back next year, but I don't think that's the best. You've got Vrabel out there. Hey, even Bill Belichick. I don't think he would come here. Maybe Harbaugh. There are opportunities that you could lose by sticking with McDermott, and I just don't think he's the guy. So, again, Bills fans, it was a good year for you to bounce back, coming back from near dead to win the East. Win your first round. This has got to be a letdown. Let me know what you think. I'm really not enjoying this so much. I didn't want you to win the Super Bowl. I really didn't, because you're in my division. And my Dolphins, I don't want to hear that. But I did want to see you at least get to the Ravens in the conference. And I know what it's like to be beleaguered, so I'm not taking any real pleasure in this. And I just don't want to see Mahomes continue. I don't. So anyway, this is Kurt saying, guys, best luck next year. We'll see you. AFC East. I'll get you some coverage over the offseason. Kurt saying, catch you next time. Be well. 2024. Start building your own online sportsbook today by getting signed up with AceBread.com service that'll allow you to book action on sports from all around the world.